Hey everyone, my name is Hicham Habchi. I'm a concept artist and comic artist, and today's video is going to be about Clip Studio Paint and the process of how I design a character using this software. So basically the first step is the sketch, and to do so normally I try to create a new layer on a blank canvas, and I try to use a pencil brush tool to do the rough sketch, because it's something that I used to do when I was drawing traditionally, and I do like to repeat the same technique when it comes to draw on a different medium. And normally I do prefer to sketch with a pencil that has a softness in it, because it helps me to create smooth and loose lines, and also it helps me to create and block out the shapes of my sketch. And I do think it's something that I prefer to do when it comes to choose a different or a specific brush stroke. From the concept side, I usually try to do like a warm-up before starting from scratch, because a warm-up is a good way to explore different ideas and concept. But for this type of work, I try to do like more a little bit of a funny way, and I did like prefer to go just like blindly and try to solve all the problems I'm gonna have, especially when it comes to the face, the hands, the clothes, because it's exploration part, and it's a good way to create different kind of aspect before having the final and the option that you feel like it's the good one, it's the one that you want for your concept design. And it's all about working on the same layer. It's more like the concept side, which is having a wider spectrum of ideas in terms of exploration, especially when you have this type of character, which is like a sci-fi character, and you are working on something that's not like a deja vu feeling, and you just like keep pushing your vision for this character, adding more details, elements that follow the same kind of universe. And so basically the next step will be to refine the sketch, and this is what I'm gonna do right now. Is like I'm gonna start like doing the line art step. The line art step consists to take the rough sketch to more like another like kind of vision. And in terms of drawing, it's more like trying to come up with more clear lines and sharp lines that define some of the key elements of your design, especially the face, the outfits, the hands, the pose. And to do so, I do use a sharp pencil, which is the darker pencil here. I create a new layer first, and I start like tracing my rough sketch, but in the same time, as you can see here, some of the elements are new to the character, because you can't like incorporate all the elements during the rough sketch, but during the line art one you can like add more elements and try to figure out all the details that you want to have. And it's a crucial part to do, and the most important part for me is to work on the upper part because I like to focus on the facial feature of my character because it serves to create more life and also like to deliver a better quality and attitude for my character. And here I wanted to create like a badass mood for this dude because I always like try to play around this universe, and here I was like trying to go towards something like more underground, urban kind of style for the outfits. On the other hand, going to the outline part, I aim to create multiple layers because I do like to go back and forth when I draw during my process, because I like to fix stuff that I think needs to be fixed. And as you can see here, I tried like to keep using the same brush stroke, which is the darker pencil, and having like a multiple layers on top of each other. This way I like just like keep going from layer to another and try to fix all the problems that I gonna have during the process, especially when it comes to hands, because like everybody knows that the hands can be like the worst part to draw in a human body, and it takes like time to figure out like the best option and the great choice that you want to have for your drawing. And at the same moment I was like trying like to play with different like kind of elements, as you can see here, trying like to incorporate details, like adding kind of elements that looks like underground stuff, and here like adding like a kind of katana and mixing like different kind of culture, having some cool aspect and funny stuff like the skull that you can see here on his shoulder, and also like the huge weapon that can be more like looking like a radio with a speaker on it, and elements that looks like musical, that has like some of the gangsta rapper influence, and playing with all this aspect to create like a funny kind of character that has a lot of cultures in it. And it's something I like to do a lot, especially when I do like character design and universe that feels the same. Going back to the technique side, once I'm done with the outlines, I do go back to the layer window and I try to merge all the layers to one layer so I can be able to change some of the elements and tweak some of the shapes and details. Also trying like to add some objects to the scene in case I want to add more interaction with the character, and also trying like to add some VFX in terms of adding some dynamic purpose. And once doing all these steps, the next gonna be to duplicate the layers to make the line art more bulky and present. Once I'm done, I do fill all the gaps and try to select my character and add a color, solid color, to regroup all the design and have a clear silhouette of my character. Once I got a solid color of my silhouette, I start blocking. First, normally I do like a selection of the solid color and I do try like to create different kind of layer and clip them to the solid one, which is the silhouette, the blue one that you can see here. And the other layers are like more layers that can be, each one of them can contribute to a certain kind of elements here in the design. As you can see here, like the jacket, the t-shirt, the helmet, the skin part, all those elements. So to define each one of them, I try like to create like a layer for each one of them, so I can like make the work much easier for me in terms of coloring and blocking values and lighting, as you can see here. And I keep doing the same process to the whole design. And also I do try to add a layer correction from time to time, like here, trying like to make the scene looks more cooler, I mean the colors here, and adding more details to the scene, adding like a gradient from bottom to up. So I create a kind of a soft light treatment that helps in terms of readability and make you focus on the upper part rather than the down one, and keep like trying and testing different kind of colors and going from a cooler atmosphere to more to a warmer one. Once I'm done, I do go and use a brush, a watercolor brush. It's called the dense watercolor. I like this one because it helps me to blend two colors more easily, and I do like the softness of it and the fact that it makes my paintings look much cooler in terms of texturing. For the color palette, I try to play with different color options, normally using complementary colors for the initial aspect, and try to narrow the values towards something more cohesive and more vibrant in terms of colors. However, there's many techniques of coloring, and for me, because my style is more like, as you can see, leaning towards a comic style, I try to keep my color treatment more stylized and with a hint of like a painterly feeling and style. So I keep adding more details using the same brush stroke, which is the dense watercolor, and I really like this brush because sometimes I do use like a soft brush, but like using it's not for painting, but it's more like for playing with values and color mode. It's more like trying to making some part of the design looks more vibrant than others, and to do that, like I do try to create a layer and has like a soft light in it, and I use a soft brush to create kind of gradient that go over like the coloring stuff when I'm done with a certain like colors or a place. And that's what I normally do, trying to making stuff standing out than others, and trying to pop out and making many kind of ways to get like the best result I can have during the coloring step. And it's a long way. It's like a milestone sometimes when it's about coloring, because it's not limited to like certain like details or information, but like you can keep just coloring until you feel like this is the end way, and this is like the the best choice you have in for your drawing. So you can like keep coloring until you get anything that's enough for your design or your art style, or the way you feel like it's working for your character. And for me, I was trying like to test more and more and keep coloring until I got that kind of satisfaction, and to feel like this is the prime place for me, and the final kind of result that I want to have. But until now, I'm still like exploring, adding texturing, adding materials. Like you can see here for the robotic arm, I was trying like to do a kind of reflection and specular that makes the scene and reflects some of the element from the scene. Also like planning to play with some goldish things, as you can see here, playing with lights and values at the same moment, and making my coloring like look more interesting. And like that, I just like keep working and going and pushing the details as far as I can. Normally, when I feel like I am in a good spot in terms of colors and mood, I start like adding more objects to the scene. As you can see here, like throwing the rock under his feet and trying to make it like to implement this within the scene and within the character, so it looks as a part of the silhouette and without as a secondary read, without like having like a huge interaction or in terms of readability. But for the huge weapon, the radio and speaker, I did like to make it feel and stand out, because I wanted to be the first read as the character, because it's for me it's more like a huge call to have something like that when doing like a concept, because it's one of the key aspects of the design. Because when you do like I was trying like to do a cyborg and having a weapon that reflects the same kind of idea. It helps and allows me to have like more context of the drawing and make it go in the same direction in terms of creative concept. once I feel like I am in a good spot in terms of coloring, and like I'm reaching the final way, and I feel like confident about my design and colors and everything, I start like doing some final retouch, like to finish the artwork by adding different kind of VFX, 2D VFX. Especially here, like as you can see, like adding some cool waves to the speaker to add like more context of having like speakers that makes waves and elements that looks cool within the design of the whole thing, and also like adding like secondary elements like the dust that you can see near to his feet, and keeping adding details, lights, rim lights, some stuff like glowing that helps to make the drawing more vibrant. And here I feel like it was a very good way and a faster way to color a concept. It is my first time to use Clip Studio Paint, and I'm super happy with the result, and I feel like I start like enjoying using this software because it helped me a lot to solve a lot of problems and making my drawings look more much appealing and cooler in this software, and I highly recommend it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.